Okay. Gary, motion to exit, you said?
8:05.
So there were no,
I make
yeah,
a motion to,
turn your mic off.
I make a motion to exit executive session. There was discussion, but no action taken.
I will second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Anything else for us on roads, sir?
Turn your mic back on.
Unless you're done, then you can just throw us a thumbs up.
Throw some gang symbols.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mike has texted me twice while we were sitting here. Yeah, he really wants to sell that excavator.
Good price for the grader.
Yeah, so it's not a bad idea. Yeah. Is it orange?
Yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Yellow. We wanted one.
We wanted orange.
Is Mike your brother?
No. Wow, no,
Brother.
no. Mike is well, he used to be a resident of Bakersfield back when he was much younger. And now he's a resident of Venusburg who works for the equipment company that, yep, select board member, yep. All right, yeah, he was school board. Okay, so before we get to board business, well, this is in board business, we have for a request for the last one, we have a state liquor license. The licensee is Vermont Swiss and Boone, which is who Mark rolls under for his, when he does.
Oh, when he does his catering.
Yeah, because I think he does storage there. I don't know what the real reason for that.
Same thing as last year.
It is the exact same thing.
It's because for them to carry a liquor license, they have. For them to carry a liquor license, they have to have all their septic ready.
Right.
They have to have a kitchen, they have to,
So they use his location.
so they use his as a mobile and they get permits to serve over there.
Does anybody have any reason why we should not approve this digitally online?
No, they come and get their permits every weekend, right?
Right.
Yeah, Mike?
Every weekend?
When they do,
Anytime they have a
Well, they would-
over there.
they would technically have to do it in Enosburg because their actual location is Enosburg. They're just getting,
That's
yeah.
what-
so,
Yeah.
Where they're permitted, Enosburg would have to get that.
so
We don't sign it anymore.
we don't sign it. I have circled, yes, it can be submitted. We'll pass that down to Tammy. Let's see here.
Do you have to make a motion on it?
I don't think so. I asked if anybody had any issues. If there was an issue, then we could have, yeah. I think we'll do the same thing with, we had another one here for. Where'd that one go, Tammy? You didn't take it while I wasn't looking?
I left the
right.
room.
Jolly,
That was approved. You guys approved that a while ago.
Okay.
That's just a list of what was approved so
Bakersfield
far.
Country Club.
and the
Yeah.
country club.
Yeah, we just got.
Now, is that through the country club or is that through whoever is running there?
It's a country club.
Country club.
It is through the country club. Okay, so this one has been taken care of. This is just in there as informational.
Yes.
Great.
The main thing that we need to keep in mind when people come and ask for these. And they say, hey, I need this approved right away because it's expiring is according to the Liquor Control Board. It takes 2 to 6 weeks to process this.
Mhm.
So if they're showing up and their license runs out May 1st and they're showing up April 30th, it's not going to get pushed through.
Did you say 2 to 6 weeks?
2 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, they won't have the liquor license in time.
Right, exactly. So these
That's
folks
why-
that are asking, they need to be doing this like 2 months ahead of time. That's the key here. The
Yep.
story is get your licenses. If you want to renew 2 months before. To ensure you give yourself enough time because you could expire and you can't serve liquor.
Not our,
It would
Not a-
expire license.
but it's not our issue.
Correct. I'm just saying, because Kathy had brought up that someone came in and their license was expiring. So I just wanted to make sure that, I don't know if we have to remind them or something, not at all, but it's a process.
Okay,
Because
thank you for that. I don't,
6 months up there.
Right, but the state should.
But the
remind me.
BMY is a year.
Right.
that's what I was gonna say. Are you,
So we can have beer.
are you here to discuss, Linda, or just to spectate today?
In a pinch.
That was fine for me.
And common situation.
No,
Town common, okay, committee establishment, that part. We can go to that because we have already done the treasurer update.
Okay.
So you are up to bat. If you wouldn't mind taking the hot seat.
Now, where are we at?
B, town business.
So I submitted that paperwork at the last meeting and I shouldn't have left before. I thought I was done. And then when I logged on from home, I realized you were still talking about it. So, let me say, I would like a smooth transition into a cemetery and common separation situation. We had a 2-year contract to have the mowing done. Now, those funds that we have that are being spent on that contract were obtained from taxpayers. And taxpayers, in that process of requesting those funds, they were told that money, part of that money was to pay for the mowing on the common and in the cemetery. So we really don't have a problem with honoring that 2-year contract. Okay.
Okay,
But if you need to go to League of Cities and Towns and find out how to do this seamlessly, please do that. But it would correct a problem in the long run, and it's time to address it. This has gone on for 60 years. And I would hope that the select board could address it and get this transition done.
I wasn't here at the last meeting, so does somebody want to give me just a quick
Probably
update?
past practice would get us.
What's transpired is a couple different things that was brought up at the last meeting. The cemetery commission has, they've been taking care of the trees, the mowing and stuff, but they found out that they can't do that per se. That should be because the town common is not within their purview.
Okay,
That we should be paying for the town common. What we discussed was Mac and the team would cut the town common for us with the mower we have and just cut the grass, and we would remove ourselves from that portion. I'm not sure, are you saying that right now the contract is being said, even if we remove that portion, they're not going to redo the
I am saying right now, we have contract to mow that
yes,
for 2023 and 2024.
correct,
And these are funds that we have requested from the town taxpayers. What we received in tax dollars in November will pay for next year's mowing,
right,
okay? When we requested that, I'm pretty sure we made it plain that that was for mowing the common and the cemetery.
right.
Now, the state statute that I found when I was researching this information about cemetery and, park, common, call it what you want,
Right,
that money that is acquired from whatever means for the cemetery is supposed to be spent expressly for cemetery expenses.
right,
So knowing that going forward, next spring, when we being the cemetery commission request money for mowing, it'll be for cemetery.
Mhm.
And that money we won't get until that fall, April 2024. So 2025, we would like to see a separation.
right.
Now, I didn't realize
So-
that your road crew has groundskeeping in their job description.
they don't.
Spoke to them, they were gonna mow.
Well-
Used to mow.
Well, there's at the end, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
And
There's a thing at the end of your job.
duties as assigned, You're going with
Exactly,
these-
other duties as a.
So you could dig up your septic system so you can pump it, because the last time that was pumped was probably 50 years ago.
Yeah, it was quite.
What's septic system?
Actually, it's there's a tank out here.
That's
for the building.
Oh, it's one here.
So
And the front of here needs painting.
can I ask a question that was probably asked the other day? It says Town Common Committee Establishment.
Yes,
So
Well, that's what she
Why-
wants us to do.
why can we not combine a town common and cemetery commission?
That was the question I was gonna ask.
ask the League of Cities Towns. Because some of the things that we get into is, okay, now we have some volunteers that did a very good job maintaining the
Mhm.
common last year. And they had the time to do it and everything, but when it came to money, they came to the cemetery commission. Now, these were not budgeted items,
Right?
so they came out of, monies that we were kind of holding back to build fence, because that's a requirement from the state too.
But I think they could do a combined one as
So
long
why
as we
could-
kept
yeah,
these separate.
Why couldn't it be one
They all want-
committee
One commission,
with two separate accounts? One strictly for cemetery, one strictly for town common.
okay, the other problem that you get into is if you look at the town plan on the maps.
Mhm.
You'll see some places they've got the cemetery. Maple Grove identified as Maple Grove Cemetery,
Mhm.
and then they've got an overlay. Onto the common, calling that cemetery.
Well,
And that
If,
adds to confusion.
if we were,
The combined missions,
I think that could make it easier.
Yeah.
Because it being one unit could easily say the cemetery line ends at that row of maples. Everything in front of that is the town common,
mhm,
and everything behind that is Maple Grove.
That's what we said the other day.
It would be one governing group body that would be in control of both. And it would be very easy for you to say, there's the line, we're working on this side today, that's cemetery. Next week, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna do some work over here on the monument. That's town common. I think for it to be one entity, whether that be more people, would be easier than for it to be two separate entities that are then, well, we need X number of dollars here, and we need X number of dollars here. I think that would,
stone in the pond.
you can just raise the water level.
Okay. The cemetery commission.
Yep.
Okay, is responsible for Maple Grove Cemetery and Cook Cemetery.
Okay,
Look at your general fund, you'll see where you have $750 in your general fund for Cook Cemetery.
yes,
Mhm.
It's like.
that's because that's always been subcontracted out to usually Ross, correct?
Right.
Um,
Who also did this cemetery.
right. I think that was, the only reason that was separate, I believe, is because when he would bid them separate.
Okay.
That would be a very simple change. That's a matter of saying Maple Grove and Cook Brook Cemetery or Cook Cemetery.
Okay, who did
Sep-
the contract last year to do it?
I am not sure who we did last year. It might not have gotten done.
It probably got missed because when it was Ross and moved to Maria, I bet it didn't get picked up
I
as two
bet
separate
that's-
contracts.
I bet
think.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
probably.
That is.
Yeah.
As the cemetery commission, would you like to look for somebody to maintain that?
As a cemetery commission and having that be one of our responsibilities that it should be.
And
But
as
we-
we, yep,
We don't have a dual title. as
Well,
a common and
That was my
cemetery.
question. Is there a set of bylaws that oversees that commission or anything? What's the paperwork that sets that up?
I think that was established.
Was it just a vote?
I think it was a vote. I think it was much like establishing a town common
Right,
committee.
right.
It was, we do need a group of people that are willing to work and restore our cemetery. we had a group that was willing, came forward. And it was established and it was funded. I personally don't see any problem in,
Well, hasn't the
That-
cemetery committee been for years?
oh, absolutely, yeah,
Yeah,
but I think that's how it was established.
Could we just do a name change then?
wasn't even Rhoda Brown on that at one time?
I think it could easily be,
A motion to make a name
Yeah.
change?
But
Yep.
didn't we already do a motion last meeting to
Separate out.
separate them out and make it?
I didn't think we did. I thought we
I
discussed.
don't know.
That's why it was on the agenda.
Yeah.
You wanted me to put it on the
Right.
agenda.
We want it to hold until
I'm
July,
gonna hold it until everybody,
and we don't have Lance here now.
yep. I think,
Because the other problem you got,
do we want to separate or do we want to combine?
looking forward, what's gonna be less confusing? Because now, remember too, you've got a sign over on the side there on the old bottom lot that says Town Park.
Which is a separate entity also?
and altogether.
It is.
Common, right?
It is.
That's taken care of by
Something, another entity.
the conservation
Right.
committee takes care of that part.
I think if we have,
That's part of their mission.
I think if we have three committees. Trying to take care of three lots that are all adjoining,
Right.
it is gonna make that an absolute cluster. Whereas if we have one lot that runs this way and a smaller lot off to the side, this one is separate. These two are together but divided. I think it makes sense that this would be one committee, this would be a separate committee. And
The budget.
it's never gonna be. I don't think you're never gonna see this governing body, the Town Common and Cemetery Commission. You're never gonna see all those members leave at the same time.
It's set up so they don't.
Right,
Okay,
exactly,
so your cemetery commission is 5 elected people.
correct.
Okay. Your conservation committee are appointed.
Right.
Okay. Look and see what the mission is for its conservation committee. And tell me where maintaining the town park is part of that.
They don't maintain it, Mac does.
Right,
Right.
Right.
No,
Gave it back.
exactly.
to Town Common.
And that volunteers this time.
So I would put that under the town
I
common
would just-
/ cemetery commission.
I would just put it as the Town
As
Common,
one.
make it all Town Common.
No,
I don't need 5 different lots.
because then you got to get the cemetery commission dealing with 2 pools of money.
The other.
Or one
concern
bucket
is
of
we're
money that
under-
goes two different ways.
The other
As
concern
long as
is
you have
we're-
dedicated to the cemetery is what I'm hearing,
Yeah.
right?
The other concern is we're under the assumption that the cemetery committee wants to pick up
Yes.
Town Common. We're assuming that they're all like, yeah, let's go.
You're assuming that the
Right.
cemetery commission is always gonna have a group of volunteers that are
Take care
gonna
of
come forward and help.
Right.
Well, so what we're,
Like, here was the first year that we had that,
so you have 5 elected officials on the cemetery, correct?
yes,
Okay, and how many people did you have that were looking to be part of the Town Common Committee established? Or Town Common Committee?
3 is starting.
3 is a starting,
What was her name? The one who
Lisa.
was-
Lisa,
Lisa.
Ivan.
Lisa and Ivan Stone.
Question becomes,
And
if
who-
Lisa and Ivan no longer want to do this,
Okay,
now you've got another committee, you've got to find people.
Well, it's the same thing with the cemetery committee, because if they decide they don't want to rerun and no one wants to.
Or do you?
We're in the same boat. So
because
Homework to do before you can even make any decision, 'cause you don't even know if you can or can't do it legally.
Right.
That's the first thing.
So it's only, so it's,
Yeah, and I'm- Lisa,
Yeah.
town,
so it's owned by 2 separate entities.
It's owned, it's all.
No, it's all owned by the town.
Oh, it's all
Right.
right with the town.
It's all owned by the town, but she's saying that legally, the cemetery cannot use any of its funds to take care of the green.
Correct.
But you can have one budget item for $100,000, but have 50,000 for the cemetery and 50,000 for the common. It's dedicated money out of that
It would still go in front of the taxpayers the same way.
Same. way.
The cemetery commission is asking for 15,000.
Fine. Because I bet the majority of your taxpayers, even though they were there and listened,
Right,
are confused with where that money
Went.
I just feel like there's overlap in the, for example, the fence,
Yes,
okay? Now, when you think of the fence that used to be around the town cemetery, it wasn't just around the town cemetery.
no,
It went around the town cemetery and the town common.
Mhm.
And I would expect that to be restored to that,
yes, it needs to be restored to that.
which is what,
Also,
so is this. So is the cemetery commission wanting to pay to wrap the entire town common also?
No, they can't.
No.
we can't-
That's the thing,
Exactly.
you need
That's
the
what-
funds, that-
It would be a separate pool,
Right.
we need to-
but the same deal.
Yeah, but we don't need to wear two hats.
I'm just afraid that if you have two different groups, if the groups don't agree.
Right, it's gonna be,
It's gonna create confusion, where if you have the one group doing the whole thing.
yes,
What if you do the cemetery commission with a subcommittee that is in charge of the town common?
This is,
I'm just trying to find
I
a
don't
middle
know,
ground
yeah.
here.
that's a question for the League of Cities and Towns, and I would really appreciate it if you get it ironed out there.
okay,
Or we can just make a parks coordinator and have them.
well, there you go.
Committees,
That could be Mark.
right?
If Mark want to be Parks and Rec.
We need homework done.
We
Yep,
need to go forward and tell
No.
Maria to start mowing,
yes,
okay?
Well, we got no.
Find out first.
Right, from, well,
no, because the next 2 years, it's under contract already.
Well, that was the one debate we had
She cannot legally sign a contract for us.
Right,
for the town common.
but
We haven't signed a contract with
You
Marie.
never do.
we never have.
So the,
Talking on both sides of the cheeks here, Linda,
Yeah.
because you're saying,
You're elected,
yes, you are elected,
and
but you just said you cannot use any of the cemetery monies
yeah,
to do any mowing for the common.
but did you hear what I said before that?
That we,
Requested money from the town.
yes,
It
We
was to
requested
cover
Mow. The
The-
common and
the entire
cemetery.
facility.
right. I heard that part,
So-
but on the second piece, you said you don't have any legal rights to do anything with that common. So how would you have legal rights to sign a contract for the town?
Beyond the mowing. Last year, we paid about $1,000 to take care of that flower bed and the walkway. That came out of cemetery funds. They shouldn't have.
so
I know, but I'm just saying,
What she's saying is
it's already contracted.
they got the contract for both parcels.
and the way it was. worded.
I know, but what I'm saying is we as a town, if we own that parcel, we need to okay that contract.
You own both parcels.
We own all three parcels.
You own it all.
So Linda,
You got a
But we-
contract with Max, he's gonna start charging you now.
We've had a contract.
No,
What?
Yes,
yeah, it is.
yes.
Yes,
they can.
They can.
No, they can't.
Oh, that's true.
Well, no, I thought that you could only be.
Because they're not residents, you're right. I mean, if there's a residency requirement, you're.
Yeah.
So how does that work for somebody who moves out of town,
If you move out of town, you can't get. the-
Grandma Penny, for instance,
Yeah.
She can't be married up there.
Oh, because
Grandpa Jack's, yep, yep, all right. So she already owns the plot.
If Matt bought the plot, maybe.
Because
if he bought the
Jack.
plot, then they could have been.
We had somebody else.
No, I'm just saying that.
It's not pushing income.
It's getting rough here. So.
Keep it up, Alan.
Back where we were,
Yes.
why can we not, and first off. Just so he sees the full picture, how much do you pay Maria? How much is this contract for to cut the lawn this year? 9,000?
That's for everything. The park part of it,
Yeah,
the summer.
well, I mean, what was the overall?
That's not the other.
Go ahead.
No, it's
Just
just
for breakdown.
Cooks, I think we bought like $700.
This summer.
Yeah.
The common.
Seed wax and all that good stuff.
The common is
The
there,
common.
they were us, but
It
they
is
don't,
1,450.
because they weren't in that,
Next year it's
Contract.
1,500.
but they now don't want.
That doesn't include cooks.
That's just the common.
But that includes her labor and her equipment and her gas.
So to cut the cemetery's lawn and weed whack. It's like $7,000 to $8,000.
Mhm.
A lot of things are more around.
There's a lot of weed.
A lot of
whacking
weed whacking.
Okay,
Yep.
just asking.
And picking up limbs and
Some
all that
cost
kind of
us
stuff.
2,000
So
for-
if
to mow the.
I'm trying to get this separated from the town common, because if we're not mowing Cook and we need to add Cook, can we not take the funds we already paid? Take these and divert them to Cook and have her cook. I don't know how big Cook is.
Small.
Have her cook-
Smaller than this room.
And then all the cemetery is being cut with the cemetery
I
funds
think
you've asked for. And we'll cut the town
Cook-
common.
Cook, it's got the weed whacker, as I understand it, and $750 a year,
Yeah.
But that
It
was
was-
the
it's
private
a-
person. What's Maria gonna charge?
right?
So my thought is if we split the
We-
common out, we have Mac and the crew do the common.
Well,
And you take Cook on, you still have your one pot for the cemeteries. And we're not violating anything at that point. So her contract doesn't change. Right?
We don't have her contracts not for.
We go to her and say, we need to amend the contract for the next, if we go to her and say, we need to amend the contract and add, remove those commons and well, amend them next 2 years. I mean, this year and next year, she's not losing anything. We're just sending her somewhere else. Right?
Well,
Okay, the Cook has always been.
Cook Cemetery has $0 for it.
that's
Oh,
total
it says
paid.
so.
Total paid.
I'm looking at this, I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm saying use the 1450 and have her weed whack Cook. Or whatever she's gonna do.
Go from $750 to $1450.
I don't know what she would charge. The prior person who used to cut the lawn was who?
Yeah,
Ross. That was Ross's price.
Twice a
We
year.
don't know what she wants. I'm sorry.
Twice a year, the weed whacker.
All right, so twice a year,
She does it once. a
anything
quarter.
extra. You would just hold on to and put to the 2025 budget. Because you got 2024's money.
We were
I
talking
didn't see Cook Cemetery in here.
salaries and stuff.
Well, because it's in this-
I'm not talking about any personnel. Are you talking contract money?
I'm talking what you've got budgeted there. We don't have Cook
That's-
Cemetery in our budget.
But that's town knowledge. They can come in and grab the town report and see what's there. At 750.
I don't know, I can't find it at all.
I'll hand that there. I apologize. I'll talk to you later about that one, but.
I think we got some studying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's public knowledge also.
That's
It should be. It should- Yes.
Yeah, because she's a subcontractor for the cemetery commission. All I'm saying is. We have to get
You're
cooked up.
trying to negotiate a contract.
I'm trying to give you,
Negotiate this contract.
yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to, not telling,
Yeah.
trying to assist and say you have 2 years left on a contract. And you need cook cut. I would say how much, our best bet is to ask as a cemetery commission, because it's your cemetery, falls under your commission. You need to ask her how much she wants to cut cook. That's
With a
crazy.
separate contract.
First with meeting
Yeah.
minutes.
That'd be a separate contract.
Do separate.
And how much did you guys get for Cook this year?
I don't see
I don't think we
anything.
did.
So you didn't spend anything last year, so you didn't.
Right.
The thought was it was rolled into the other contract, I believe, and now we know otherwise, so. That's fine.
It always been done that way before, you should, right?
I don't know. I've only been on the board for one of these sessions, so.
I have to look and see. I don't think that was a
I
line
don't think
item.
It was a line item.
It's in under salaries, which I don't understand. It's under salaries though.
I'm under expenses. Let's look at salaries, right?
Right, so as I said, the problem with the one you're looking at is the budgeted one would be that blank column,
Right.
and then. Obviously, they haven't paid anything yet because it hasn't been done. Therefore, it's not over or under budget because nothing's been,
Still got the money from last year.
if it was budgeted.
Right.
Um,
I think we gotta.
We'll have to-
We gotta
yeah.
see that.
Once first and then go from there.
Yeah,
I think, right.
Yeah.
We need to figure out.
Yep.
We need to figure out what Maria wants to do, how much to cut.
doesn't necessarily have to be Maria.
We just take some times.
It could be,
Cemetery.
it could be anybody willing to go up there and cut that.
right.
Yeah, I'm just saying she's got a contract with the cemetery commission.
For a while, we're taking care of it.
Yep. I know when it was restored, it had trees the size of these poles in there, so that was, that one doesn't have a fence? Why do I feel like that had a, like a steel cast iron style fence up there?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's in, it might be. Offenses.
I just go up there and do the weed whacking.
Yeah.
Shane Lumber when they were in high school.
Yep. I'm gonna say Grandpa Jack and Dad and myself went up and cleaned it out. Yeah. It was,
Yeah, I understood.
Change to mark the trees that needed to be cut that would be considered to be on the park. And those are the ones with blue tape around them. And then there's two, one that's in the town right away, this side of the fence that needs to be pruned, and the one just inside the fence to the left that also needs to be pruned, it's got some bedrooms and
he quoted you for that?
he ordered me for that, yes.
Do you have that quote with you?
I need to know.
Okay.
I'll give that to you.
I don't know. I wasn't here at the last meeting.
It's $5,000 to go.
You hadn't got it yet, I don't think.
I kind of remember $5,000.
We didn't take the quote because
Right.
they were saying she couldn't pay for it, so we
Right.
said,
There's two across.
Can we?
don't do it.
That were. That have to be taken down around
Yeah.
the cemetery,
Cemetery.
and we were.
Right.
Having shame in that because we don't want those trees to fall on
Right.
monuments
Right.
and end up with bigger expense.
No, I mean.
And then.
And none of them
the
are,
two that have limbs.
none of them are easy removals either, are they?
No.
Because of where they are. Yeah.
Because of this, yeah.
But she said there's a lot of dead people.
$5,000. For some reason, for the tree removal, 5,000 sticking in my head.
They picked on me because
500.
Joel's the nice one. I can't keep anything.
5,000.
Around 5,000.
Where is
Yeah.
it? Then goes, really?
I kind of remember that.
Four cut, four from.
Right.
Okay, so we've got
You
Tammy.
did?
I can.
Okay.
Tammy,
Yes.
can you look into whether or not a town common can be combined with a,
Then the commission can oversee the two.
right,
Cemetery.
Red pen.
parks, see if we can get a Parks and Cemetery Commission. If it can be a combined thing or if they have to be
Yes.
separate entities. Yes, please. Anything else we can attempt to help you with or confuse you further? No, okay. I'm thoroughly confused, just so everybody knows.
Warrants and reports we went
Warrants and reports have gone through.
Yeah.
Review the mail. I looked at it. We looked at Vera's letter. I'll got a postcard. Anything further with Harding and Mazzotti?
with that.
Harding.
No.
Okay. Burn leading into the right of way, which has been,
Dorothy Leach on dog catcher's position, she's the one that we talked
Yeah.
to DK about that. And she said, don't use the one they're currently using because they can't get all of it.
okay.
You aren't gonna talk about this now that I'm gone, are you?
Yeah.
We
No.
might.
We'll take you home.
Thanks.
How long does it take you to get your computer running?
Tonight's the night to talk about what you grabbed your computer.
Okay.
What?
Don't tell him. What?
What'd you tell
Nothing. You weren't listening.
him? I was gonna tell Rosie what to do.
The house on, or not house, the barn on, I don't think it's actually on East Bakersfield Road.
Yeah, it's one sort of Waterville Mountain.
Right,
Yeah.
there's, I mean, that's
I
being
think
taken care of.
They got a permit for demolition.
They have a permit for demolition, exactly.
Where?
Right, the leaning barn.
Intersection of,
Oh,
they're by Rosalie's Park there.
when are they doing it though? They've had a permit on there for a while.
They have until the permit expires.
When's it expire? What's it give them? 30 days?
No, it's probably more than that. It's not a limited. They applied for the permit, so they have,
I want to say it's a year.
yeah, probably a year, yeah.
Yeah.
You should have used that bucket loader.
Go get the, yeah, right.
to lead the other way.
If anybody is interested, May the 10th, which is Wednesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the mixer.
Well, I'm sorry, it's in the email.
Are you going, John?
May the 10th is what?
The legislative mixer.
You're done the.
I don't have time. This.
Are they open bar?
I can't go. Not be in the same room right now.
Need for maintenance, safe, valuable infrastructure. This is a, looks like a grant writing firm. CMAG Consulting. We'll give that one to John since he's working with, I think that's how I read it. John.
Smith Road.
Trash is building, is blowing up. This is from April, so this is the one that we talked about. This is when he came in and visited and we discussed that.
Has Ginger done anything with that?
Is that the dog?
No, the.
Which dog?
Oh, the.
Not a dog,
No.
trash.
Drum trailer.
Oh,
the
the trash.
Bakers.
No, she was kind of caught, as far as the state doesn't want to help her do anything, was my understanding.
This is the one that we've already looked at and the guy is supposed to be coming to the May 27th meeting. It's the only problem with everything getting put back into the.
So what should we do to help out with that situation? Because I agree with them.
So
It
the
is.
problem is we can't do anything. We have done what we can do. It's in the state's hands at this point. There's,
Garbage?
yeah,
And the rats.
Used to be, what's his name from going back graduate high school, Don. Barry Donnan used to be, and he was the last one that wrote. I can't remember, I took it quite a bit and I cleaned it up.
Yes.
I don't know who's doing it now.
Matt, we have an email from
Write a ticket?
Kyle
You
Macy,
can, but it's only.
who is doing excavation and dirt work or snow plowing contracts for the coming year. If there's any dirt work, he would like to be included in the bid process. That's it. This is, whoa, why are we reading this one? Can I get a little help? Can you pronounce this?
Just a little
Can
help.
you pronounce this guy's name? If not, just say no.
Rodwa.
Huh?
Oh, is that
Rodwa.
Bagua or something?
Yeah,
H is silent. Rodwa.
yeah.
That's weird, like,
No. kidding.
because he's saying that we have to provide something for sight impaired, visually impaired people.
Right,
I think, is it the email I forwarded you? One of the ones
I think we printed that a while ago.
federal ADA Title II legislations where state statutes mandate access to digital information to constitute of all
6%.
abilities. Unfortunately, digital information are not accessible. Well, I think we're taking care of that by digitizing our
Yeah.
files.
It's just not for visually impaired people.
Well, I mean,
So this guy-
I don't see how you're gonna get braille on the computer screen.
This guy's.
Yeah,
So hang on, you can have a program that will read.
you can, and
What
I
time
think-
is that?
no, it's not a town. I'm pretty sure people who have visual impairments have that system in their computers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they would like scan it.
So then
They're already become braille.
That
I
comes
think
along.
he's selling the service. I don't think he's saying we have.
It's a private business. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so
think he's trying to sell a service to us.
He's trying to say, here's a federal requirement. Oh, by the way, I can help you solve. it.
Yeah.
Can help you solve that.
but I don't know. if
We
that's
don't
a
need it.
federal
As
requirement.
far as I understand, Kathy and Tammy will read everyone directly. They'll just call them, up, phone and read it to them.
Mac, do you guys have, or do you want to attend a municipal road stormwater general permit training? I'm sure it's the same stuff you've been doing already. They're just offering there's one in person in Chelsea on the 22nd. You've missed the other ones, so unless, no, okay. I was gonna say, having them come to us there last year kind of helped. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Review mail, old, new, and etc.
That
Okay,
is, that's someone.
Brigham Academy,
What the-
Lance is not here, so there is no update on that today.
Ethanol
He
update.
was meeting with someone at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have one other thing. There was another complaint filed on the two German shepherds. Broke the skin. I'll let everybody read this. It was brought in, it was certified. It needs to be,
notarized.
no, it's been notarized. It needs to be
So she can do the-
Ginger has to do paperwork on it.
correct.
There's no date of the incident or time though.
This says April 25th.
No, that's.
That's when the report was submitted. Okay, okay.
So that's.
That one
going to
said they are
Ginger?
not up to date on shots.
Yeah,
One of
so
them is,
if everybody,
and
if
another-
anybody wants to read this, it's here. I've read through it. It just needs to be documented and Ginger needs to be,
Yeah, Josh, what you missed last
I
meeting
checked
was
that.
she was on the meeting and brought this up and said that, one of the things that was brought up is the town's liable and I had to explain to her, we only have 2 complaints. And she said, well, this happened to me, but you didn't report it.
okay,
So
okay.
this supposedly happened before Nigel was big,
Right,
Right,
Okay,
right.
sometime
that's when it happened.
several weeks, months before. And
Or maybe that's when she came in.
I think that's gonna be when she came in. Well,
I
Tammy,
think she
uh,
came in and filed it.
Yeah. correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
so she said she would come in and put it in writing and make it official.
Okay,
Now we have to get it to Ginger, so Ginger can actually follow up with her and get all the information that she needs and files. and
Okay.
report.
I will give this back to Tammy. Tammy, if you could call Ginger and have that filed. And-
Yeah,
Yep.
so need to do the report.
That was the last thing I had for today. The auditor's report, I think we will put in
Next month.
for the next meeting. I mean, it's,
Over.
yeah, everybody has a copy.
Hold on, I got others. Hang on, I got some
No,
others.
you're not allowed to have others.
And then
Yeah.
Well, I was just letting him finish. Okay, so
10 things right
I
now.
found it, yeah, I got a couple. I'll be fast. What's your answers are quick.
Don't
Did you read your
talk
emails? sir?
Too fast.
go ahead,
The
go.
grant writing proposal. I
Thank
forwarded it to everybody. Did everybody, I know Todd, you gave me some feedback. Did everyone see it?
No,
I did not, but
Needs to be put on next meeting. Please, Tammy, we need to discuss and get this thing moving for Merck.
Okay.
Merck,
Next agenda.
Merck,
Merc.
update. Yeah, I got a Merck update.
then go for it.
They still have not opened up the application process yet. They're still identifying it. So it's not like we're behind the ball here. I did contact them and said that we would like to have our buildings assessed. When they begin that process, we need to get in conjunction with Mac. And either Nikki or someone from the library, so they have to be all here when these folks show up. They're not coming 2-3 times and they're not waiting. They're gonna hit the 4 buildings and be gone.
Yeah,
Level 1, level 2. Level 2 is the full blown, I think, right, where they're gonna look for drafts and stuff
mhm.
in the walls. We can ask for a level 2, but in there, they also want all our gas bills for the last 5 years, our electric bills for the last 5 years, and everything else leading up to there. I know I was told this building was done recently, a level 2 maybe. So we may have a lot of the documentation for us,
You're gonna have.
but
Oh, that's right, yeah.
right, so we may not have the library and the other, but we still have to update all of this. So there's a bit of work to do here. You already covered dogs. HDMI cable. I sent you an email.
you did. I
You didn't
figured
answer.
I figured I was on vacation.
I figured I'm not gonna order it until I get the okay from the team. Team Wonderful.
Oh, order it.
The HDMI cable's like $35. So Tammy, I will.
How you paying for that, John? No, I'm just kidding.
He's gonna put it on his credit card and you get reimbursed.
It's gone up. And then Josh said that he knows electric, he's gonna cut a box in up there for us.
I can cut anything.
John,
Larry.
can you cut a box in?
We need to put an electric outlet up there. We need to get someone to put an electric outlet up there.
Yeah. There, I mean,
You get that license.
because you're gonna hang the TV there, the 6 foot cord that comes on a typical television now would reach a box at the very peak right
Yeah,
there.
if he had a
Licensed electrician take care of that.
Yeah,
Okay, so then we need a licensed electrician.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, David Westman's
I
elected.
bet, yeah.
If it's a municipal building, we can't do it, so
No,
technically.
All right, so what I need is a phone number for David Westcomb so we can get a quote.
well, it's Kathy's husband.
Kathy's husband.
1-800 Kathy.
I have to tell her that we want him to come to this quote. And all we're gonna do is put him in the conduit and drop the box off of the conduit.
1-802-343-90.
They put that out there on.
I'm not, yeah,
Go
they
ahead.
don't.
I gotta stop.
Sure. Sure. So
That's in the.
We'll talk with that real quick.
meeting is for the grant writing or the MERP.
Yes,
Yes, grant writing. We need a line item for grant writing specifically, and we should have MERP updates on there.
And MERP update.
Okay,
And
then,
it's APA,
next.
APA. So I'm gonna call ARPA.
Oh, ARPA.
Rumor has it, that they may be trying, that the feds may try to wall back the money. So we need not the money we've already spent.
I told you spend.
We haven't committed.
So we need to get that money out of there.
So I want to commit that money to the general fund. We didn't.
general
commit.
fund.
No, we said,
Oh, I thought we were gonna balance to
I
that.
agree, let's do that.
CT. So I will reach out to VLCT and make sure that we're
Authorize.
still authorized to drop it in our general fund. And if we are, we.
Would you be?
if not, we'll put it in the shipment fund.
With our.
Now we'll put it in the new
I
equipment.
want to check before we move, because things are, it's.
Well, ask them which one is better.
Yeah.
General and
And then check, once it's already been done.
Well, I'd rather we just commit to buying a piece of new equipment.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, we got one.
Because
If
Yeah,
they-
the feds
yeah,
are
but
working it.
we don't want to buy something that isn't what we want.
Right. So
I
put
mean-
it in the new equipment fund.
That's what I just said.
I will call and make sure. I will call and make sure.
Slow down, Steve.
I have the whichever-
That's it.
Yep.
Whichever way, once they say yay or nay, do I have the approval to move the money? So do we need a motion to, depending on what VLCT says, is what fund we're gonna move the money into?
Think I got you. I make a motion that we make John the select board authorizer to move the ARPA money to the approved fund via that VLCT approves, if they approve.
Either equipment or general fund.
It's either gonna be equipment or general fund, correct?
I will second that motion.
I made it. Can I call for the vote? All right.
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Alright.
Aye. And I do believe,
Abstain, 'cause it's-
yeah. Passes 3-0.
Okay.
That just gives him, Tammy, to sum this up, all that does is gives John permission to make,
Makes a motion to authorize John to move ARPA money to the approved fund after VLCT approval for the select board.
correct.
And it's either the equipment fund or general.
Yes, exactly.
I want to make
Where-
it specific.
Yes.
Fund
Or general.
or general.
Yeah, if it's not one of those two, John, then come back and we'll discuss what they
What
say.
other options?
But if they say,
That you'll get a warrant.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll have to.
which, I mean, we're gonna have to sign the warrant anyway. This is just making it so that John can do that, because as the head of ARPA, he needs the select board approval to be able to move any of that money out of that fund.
Before our next meeting,
Absolutely could be. Yep.
for everybody to sign.
Right.
That just moves the money out of ARPA's hands into the town's hands.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Wow, now I will make a motion to adjourn.
Can you do that with your mic on so we hear it?
Oh, whoops. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Froze.